That has a Dell Dimension E520. You might be wondering why I'm making a video of this. Well, there's actually an interesting reason why. Over a year ago, I promised to make a video of this computer and almost like test it to see if it works. Well, it works, but I've never really made an update video. Well, you probably could have told that it was working in some of my later videos and then I had it up and running. But I never really said, yeah, this computer's up and I'm using it in one of my videos. So I thought I'd do that now. This computer is the computer that I have running my radio station, actually. It now is almost 10 years old. And the Intel Pentium. It's almost 10 years old, and yet it is running live stream. And it's working just great. This computer is on 24/7. The last time it was shut down was because of a power outage, which seemed to happen about every 90 days around here. So, but it's for right now probably only been on for about maybe a week because I restarted it recently. I mean, not restarted it. Power went out again. So yeah. The disk drive even works. I've used that to rip from some things. Here, maybe it doesn't work anymore. Okay, this drive doesn't work. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay. This drive works, but the belt's getting old. Last time I used it was to rip the Toy Mac's new album to put some stuff in my radio station because I wanted that in WAV format if I could. Didn't want to copy the MP3s. And it has my microphone over here plugged into it, which is an Audio Technica. Microphone's probably worth more than the computer. I have been planning to replace the computer for almost 3 months now. Never got around to it because I mean this computer's been working fine. You can tell it's been working in here for about a year. And I'll show you that. As you can see in there's dust in there and such. And the other interesting thing that I can prove about those computers is they're not really that easily affected by magnets. I know there's a lot of people that say they are, but they're really not. And the reason that people say they are is because, well, it does store the data magnetically. And older computers were more attracted to magnets than newer computers are. And also tapes have been erased because of magnets. But newer computers, I've had speakers sitting on top of them, next to them, whatever, near them. I don't know any other terms you want to use there, and I have never had one destroy a hard drive. And actually, one thing that you might find interesting is that there's actually really big magnets inside of hard drives. So anyway, let me just open up the side panel of this computer. Yeah, as you can see, it is doing a very good job. I chose this color scheme. This is Radio Boss Advanced 5.0.0.9. My upgrade license has expired because I was too lazy to upgrade it. Anyway, as you can see, we got 144 tracks on the daytime list, and that increases every day or every week. And on the nighttime list, it got 84 tracks, and then I have my Christmas lists. And on the entire computer, I have a lot of stuff. Whoops, wrong. I didn't want me to go in there. And this thing is running the original hard drive. So one thing that you might find interesting about this computer is that oh darn it, I just went to the same thing. Is that this computer was not wiped. It actually had Windows XP Professional on it. And all of the company's information. I think you have 58 gigs, and that's basically just music. The 10 gigs for the operating system, or it's usually like 5 gigs for the operating system, and the rest of it's music. It's a Samsung hard drive, so it's nothing really that special. If you're really curious, there's a closer picture of the model number. There's your quota settings, previous versions. and the system users, and that's a Sony drive. That's interesting. Didn't realize that. Okay. And then I have this, which basically, the way I had this run, and that drives all music, by the way. The way I had this thing running was I had it on my station running from a laptop, and I started using a really small drive for some music, and then we're putting the rest of it on the main drive, which I have no idea why I did that. Basically, it's because I was dual booting operating systems and I was using Windows 8. But then I realized that most music was under Windows 7, so I switched over and started using Windows 7. So, but I had some of the music on the drive F, or because I was some of it was from when I was using Windows 8. So, when I copied all that to this computer, I wanted my lists to still be valid because I don't want to recreate all that. So what I did was I created 2 drives to trick it into thinking that everything was the same, and it actually worked. I actually moved computers and ran the playlist in Radio Boss without any problems. Well, there was 1 or 2 songs that didn't work, but that's okay because those songs weren't really listened to very much anyway. So that's pretty interesting, and I'm going on 6 minutes already, and I haven't even taken the side panel off this computer. Anyway, here's the inside. So you can see it's basically been running in here for a year. You can see by all the dust and such. And I can't shut this thing down for cleaning because it runs my station. I might actually replace this computer, unfortunately, because it's been getting a bit slow lately. And I know I could get it to work with the modern world pretty well, but it's an old computer and it doesn't really have that much of a feature. Like I said, it's 10 years old. This is one of the earlier models, even. Like one of the first models to have the Intel Pentium D, which came out in 2005. So it's like 10 years old. It's an old machine. But I'm going to replace it with, I got a Dell PowerEdge T300, and I better not promise a video, because if I promise a video, I won't make a video of it. Well, I might, but it'll be a year later, after it's running and not running my radio station. But anyway, I'm planning to run that one for my radio station, because it's a server, or not a complete server. It can also be used as a desktop computer, but it's mainly for a server. I'm going to have to get a sound card for it because it does not have one, and also it requires the either PC5300U or, I mean, no, not U, just PC3500. It has to be registered, and it has to be EEC. I don't have any of that. Why? Don't really mess with servers. I also need to get a sound card. Video card would be nice too, but it's been kind of hard to find a video card for it because it has very odd PCI slots. They're PCI times 8 instead of PCI times 16. Anyway, this is working great. It is running, it's rocking a lot of hardware. Here's your little Wi-Fi card that I've been too lazy to run Ethernet cable from here to there to get a wired connection to the router, and this router is very reliable, which I also found this at the dump. This router is a Netgear wireless AC. Forget the model number, but it's the top of the line router for 2014, I believe. It's insane. Someone just tossed that. Also, videos coming up of my Philco 4 being installed. I have been working on that. And yeah, and also if anyone can help me with this, the HDMI inputs do not work on this TV. It's Panasonic. Well, right here. So it's an older TV, but it works pretty well for other inputs except HDMI. Yeah, and I'm trying to sell that receiver on Craigslist if anyone's interested in it. That's from Newtown. Yeah, go ahead and shoot me a message. I'll sell it to you. 109. Anyway, I also want to make a video of these two components. Down there at the bottom, as you can see, is an ADCOM. If you know anything about really high-end receivers, you're probably going to realize that ADCOM is a really high-end company. But anyway, this is almost like an update type video. I've been really busy lately, so that's why I haven't uploaded any videos lately. Anyway, yeah, so this is supposed to be about this computer. I'll probably label it update and then say it's mainly about this computer. And talking about this computer, might as well show you the system properties. So yes, it is running Windows 7 Enterprise just because I want to be funny. It has a 3.1, which is actually very impressive. 2 gigs of memory. Intel Pentium D CPU running at 2.80 gigahertz. Dual core, sorry, not, yeah, whatever. And yeah. So it's a 64-bit operating system, which I have no idea why I installed a 64-bit operating system on this machine, because unless, I'm not sure if you can install a 32-bit version of Windows. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Or can you? I have no idea. Anyway, as you can probably tell. Anyway, yeah, this computer's been working excellent. And, I mean, it's 10 years old and it's doing this. I can go online with it. Let me show you that. I actually showed you that in a previous video. I was online with this thing. As you can see, there's Bing. And yes, I use Bing. Can't play anything, but might as well go to YouTube. Show you how it can load YouTube. Pretty impressive for a computer that's this old. Well, that looks interesting. Anyway. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Also, I need to do a review because I installed a Rockbox on my iPod, and now do a quick review of what I think of Rockbox. And I'll give you a hint, it's better than the Apple software. So yeah, it's a pretty nice machine, definitely for how old it is. I definitely can prove it's usable. Even though that there's that CNET thing that said any computer over 5 years is a hunk of junk and should not be bothered with, is basically what they meant in blunt terms, which I do not agree with. I think you do a lot with an old computer. People disagree with me. I call them stupid. Because basically, hardware hasn't changed in the last 3 years. And before that, it's been changing extremely rapidly. But we're dumbing down the web now, so that everything can run on our stupid little phones. That this thing's probably way more powerful than. Because think about it, my phone has 2 gigabytes of memory, so the same amount of memory. And a probably like 1 or 1.4 something gigahertz processor. I think that's a dual core. So yeah, phones aren't very powerful, and yeah, they're trying to make this or the internet run on them. So to do that, they have no graphics processor, external graphics processor whatsoever. Obviously, you can't fit one of those in there. So you're trying to run the web, and like you probably have noticed, Google's new ugly logo. Ugh. And stuff like that, which I could probably recreate Google's logo in Microsoft Word, or maybe even WordPad if you want to be really crazy. Probably could do it in MS Paint. I could do that. I might even try it one day. But yeah, you probably saw the internet trying to be dumbed down when these machines actually started to run on a tougher web back in about 2010. 2011, where it actually seemed to actually be slower than it is now, which is insane. You gotta hate people that run the web on their phones all the time. It's like, seriously, get a real machine. Anyway, yeah, this has been a very nice machine for what I've needed it for. It's not sure how long it's gonna sit here because I am gonna get new RAM for my other one sometime, and get it a sound card, and then that one's going to be the very efficient machine, and I'll try to probably sell this when I give it away. I don't know if I can sell it for much. Anyway, that's about it. Thank you for watching. I'm not sure this video is going to get a lot of views or not, but anyway, thank you for watching. I'm Joshua, Joshua's Recordings.
Can't fool